Oh, what a beautiful place. Hey guys, Eugene here from Reservoir Gear, and today we are going to be talking about the Atmos AG from Osprey. Now this is an awesome pack. We've had this for I think a couple years now. Vlad has been the one that's been mostly using it. I've worn it a couple times, and it is an awesome pack, guys. I mean, their latest technology, the Antigravity, which is the AG, it is just an amazing system, amazing technology that suspends the pack on you in a very, very nice and just perfect way in terms of wrapping it all around your torso and your hips and distributing the weight all around. So what I want to do really for you guys is kind of show you how it looks and how it fits, how some of the stuff on here works. I want to show you all of its features, because a lot of times you go on the website and it just doesn't show you what everything's for. And sometimes you get the pack and there's all these little things in there. You're like, well, how does this work? What's this for? So I'll just try to show you all of that and then show you kind of just, you know, how functional it is and everything about it. We do have a lot of pack reviews from Osprey on our channel, so be sure to check those out. I'll have a link coming up here in the information button. If you click on that, you can check out other reviews like the Aether and Osprey Day Pack and Momentum and all these other packs. I think Osprey makes some of the coolest packs out there. And in terms of just Osprey, they have the best warranty on their packs, and it's called the Almighty Guarantee, and we've used it. You can send any pack over and they will, if it's messed up, torn, burned, like they'll send you a new pack. It's an amazing deal. And you know, honestly, you don't have to use it that much because their packs are actually really nicely made, but you're not afraid to use them because you know you have that backup for you. And if you guys want to see how that works, we actually did that with one of the packs and we filmed the whole thing. We actually had a previous version of this pack that got destroyed. A couple things on it just went wrong with the pockets, and we sent it out and had the whole test done in terms of how this Almighty Guarantee worked, and it worked flawlessly. If you want to check that out, videos will be popping up, so you can check that out right here. But kind of rambling here, so let's get into the pack. So let me show you what we have access to right when it's sitting here on you, the pack itself. So starting at the top, you have the load lifters you can reach, and you just adjust the lean of the pack forward or back and kind of the side shake with these right here. As you go down, you have these little things right here, which allow you to feed through the hydration reservoir tube through here if you want to. Then right here you have the sternum strap, and you can adjust this in terms of going up or down by sliding it. It's really tight on there, but you shouldn't have to adjust that but once, you know, when you just set the pack up. So those slide all the way from down here to all the way up here. You've got the sternum clip. You have a whistle on it. Whistle's pretty nice and loud. Nice clip there. Then as you're going down, just some mesh here for ventilation. This side just has, and both sides have adjustments for your shoulder straps. This one has a stow on the go system, which basically allows you to stick your trekking poles in here and then through here. So you can just stick them in there and then put them through here and then tighten them down like that, or release them like that. We almost never use that, but when we used to carry a lot more hiking trekking poles, we would, you know, it's really nice to store them in there real quick. Then as you go down, you have the hip belt here, and you have two pockets on the sides. Easy to open. They go all the way down here, and these are nice and large. Now they used to have this shoulder strap kind of run over the pack, or I'm sorry, over the pocket, and that was really a nuisance. Now this is just totally out of the way, and these pockets are not constricted by when you tighten the pack. The hip strap here, you know, hip belt, it doesn't really constrict the pack or the pocket as it used to, and so you have a lot of room in there. I mean, you can see I have pretty big hands. I can stick my whole fist in there and my whole hand in there, going back like that. So it's a large pocket. You know, camera like this, like that is nothing. That's too little for it. You could probably stick a mirrorless camera in here with a small lens if you really wanted to, or you know, you can put in your bars or some snacks in there, no problem. And it's the same thing on this side. Sometimes they're a little bit hard to close one-handed. They have really nice big zipper pulls here, but you kind of have to grab the back a little bit there just to help it along. Really easy to open, but not necessarily to close all the time. And then here we have the adjustment for the hip belt. So you have these nice little release levers that allow you to just release the tension on the hip belt, and then you can, you know, adjust the tightness like this. But usually once you got that adjusted, you really don't need to do much except just open it up like that. And then we have this nice plastic clip here. Now some people used to think that, you know, if it's plastic then that's kind of bad, but I mean, the plastic that now is out there is amazing. It's not as strong as metal, but it is resilient. It is amazing plastic. And we've had many Osprey packs All of them have plastic clips, and never have they failed in all of our backpacking trips and you know, wherever we've used them. So the other thing here you have access to is the side pockets here, and you have a really nice little loop here to grab. This fits a ton of stuff. Like, you can easily fit an Nalgene in here, no problem. You have one on this side as well. Super easy to reach in there and just grab something one-handed, and you can even put it in one-handed, and it goes really nice and deep here, and it comes out on the side here as well if you want to have it put in through there, you know, so you can have something sitting like this or sitting like this if you want, like a bottle like this. So the anti-gravity suspension system is really nice. What basically allows you to have here is back here there's a hole and a space between the back and the pack, so it gives you airflow through there. A nice breeze can go through there and kind of get some of that, you know, perspiration and sweat out of there and just make you a little bit more cool. So that's really, really nice. And then that mesh runs, you know, all the way from your hips all the way up to your neck, basically, and then into your hip belt here. And so that gives you a really nice airflow through there, so you don't get too much heat build up in there. You know, it's nice. It's really comfy. It doesn't sit tightly against your back and make you sweaty, and it feels really good. As well as these shoulder straps, they have the same kind of system here built in, so that, you know, you can have that air movement through there. So let me take the pack off and kind of hit some of the features on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top here, guys. First of all, we have this top lid, and you can open it up with these little clips, which are actually adjustable as well. So depending on how much stuff you have in there, you can adjust that. It has a nice little rubber band there to keep it nice and tight around whatever's inside of there. So that opens up like that. You have a nice orange contrast thing here. I'm not sure exactly what that is for, but it's there. We have the logo on here, and then in the lid itself, we have two pockets. There's a top pocket, which lets you store maybe, you know, your, I don't know, more delicate items. You have a little key ring here, or a key clip. And then the second pocket here in the lid is a lot larger, and this has the orange contrast. I guess maybe this is what it's for, so that you have a lot more contrast with your items and it's not really dark in there. You know, you can put more stuff in here. And it does fit a lot of stuff in here. Like, you can see the lid. I'll try to close it up here. And you can see that is quite a roomy lid. So you can have a lot of stuff in there, no problem. This is the 65-liter version of this pack. There are a couple different sizes in terms of you know, volume of these packs, so be sure to check that out. So this lid does come off, and all you would need to do is just unthread this little clip right here and then take it out of here on both sides, and this will totally come off, as well as this one right here. So you just thread that out and that comes out. You can adjust this, of course, depending on how much stuff you have in here. So if you have a really full pack, you can really raise this up to where you can have this sitting really high above everything else that's in there. So the adjustment capabilities on this pack are just endless. You know, it's really, really nicely done. So there's that. So when that does come off, let me kind of get into here. You can use this here as a lid, and these things like that turn inside out, and you have these little clips, and then those clip into the same clips that the lid clips into. So now you don't have to have this lid if you don't want to. If you have less stuff, you can just have that lid, you know, and have a smaller pack. So then heading back down this way, you can see the anti-gravity suspension system right here. Here's what I'm talking about with the air space back here, going all the way down to your hips and all the way up to your neck. So we have a wire frame pack here. So this rod goes all the way through the back of the pack to make it nice and rigid. And then we have adjustment here on the torso. So depending on how large your torso is, you can scoot these down to adjust to your torso. And then they don't scoot up unless you release a little lever back here. And then you can scoot it up like that. And that stays secure, does not ever budge unless you do that. And again, I talked about these. So you have a nice stretchy one here and then another one behind that, a more durable nylon strap on both of these. By the way, the webbing on this thing is just really, really nice and quality webbing. You know, it doesn't fray easily. It's nicely done. All the edges are nicely melted, and it's just beautifully done, guys. You know, I think Osprey is really leading the team here with the packs. They're doing a really good job. As we're going down, you know, this mesh is kind of 3D designed and woven. These aren't like punched holes. It's actually built like this from the start. You can see the air space right here between your hip and the hip belt, or in the pocket. You can see that space in there. That's what allows the airflow and really, you know, it allows your hips to breathe all the way around. I mean, it's amazing. Right here is where the size is indicated on your pack. So if you ever want to know, this is a medium. 46 to 53 centimeter, or the 18 to 21 inch. I believe that's the torso length. By the way, fitting packs, this is super important. If you really want to have a comfortable pack, it is really important that you fit the pack properly to your body. And I have a video on that that'll pop up. If you click on the information button, you can check that out. That'll show you how to adjust any pack to your body and make sure that you have the right size pack. So, but that's where the size is indicated. So then going all the way along here, you can adjust the hip belt. So if you have slightly larger hips, this has a Velcro right here that you release, and then you can slide that out depending on how large you need that. And then it just goes right back in. And that's it. And it does not slip at all. So it has a nice amount of surface area to where that just will stay put. And then the shoulder harness here sits really nicely into this little triangle here and sewn in really nice. Again, all the stitching on here is just pristine. Never fails. Hasn't failed on us yet on any of our packs. And then as we go along here, let's kind of start turning. So going up to the top of the pack here, we have this first compression strap with a clip. So if you have less stuff in your pack and you really want to get all the load securely kind of snug, pull that. You know, all the connection points are really nicely reinforced and stitched, and you can do that right there. You can also put something into this pocket and up through here, like a pole or a axe or an ice axe, you know, tent poles, whatever you need. It goes through there, and you can also secure that down with that and easily release them by just snapping that open. Then here we have another compression strap. So this one has a 3-point connection, and when you do tighten it, it'll pull from here to here and then into here, so it'll get the whole load nice and snug that way. Really easy to release as well. And that will also compress some of the stuff in your pocket here if you go hard on that. Okay, so then as we turn farther, this is all on the outside of the pack still. We have 2 pockets here that open up like this. Now these don't go into the main compartment, these are just side pockets. You can fit something like a first aid kit, like a saw, some gloves, and these are huge pockets. You can see how large that pocket is. It's about this wide by about this tall, and it goes just to the middle of the pack, and then there's a divider in the middle, so you can see the divider there. So this allows you to really store some stuff that you need to have on the go, you know, that you don't want to break into your main compartment for. That stores there. And the other cool thing about this pocket too is that, you know, a lot of packs, if you stuff the inside of the pack, like the outside pockets become kind of compressed as well. Not the case with this, because this pocket is actually totally separate from the main compartment. You can see that we have this extra baffle right here, and there's a baffle in the middle. So this is actually, if you totally stuff the inside of the pack, you still have all of this room on the outside. It doesn't get affected by how stuffed the inside of the pack is, the main compartment that is. So that's really nice. And then, you know, all the zippers as you're going up, like they hide into these little pockets to where stuff doesn't catch on them. And all the zipper pulls, like I mentioned, are really nicely done. Like gloved hands, no problem. You can still stick it right in there. So here we have on both sides symmetrical latch points here for, you know, if you want to have an ice axe or trekking poles or a shovel or whatever it is, axe, you know, things like that. You can put it in here, and then you can secure it down, and then it can be held in this loop down here. So for example, on this side, we have a little hatchet. So the way that works is, you know, it's secured up here. You can easily release it by just doing that, and then you can just unwind it and pull it out. So, you know, people will put in like an ice axe, sort of like this, and then put it up. That's another way to do it, and a little bit simpler method, but holds in just fine. Just like that. So that's nice and secure on there. You have 2 of those to put that stuff on. Then we have this big mesh pocket right here, and this thing spans the whole back all the way down to here, and it's mesh, so you can put, you know, wet things in here or moist things if you want it to have a little bit of air drying going on. And it has a nice kind of catch here on the side, on the top, so that it doesn't come out as easy. Nice clip into this here, and that's also adjustable depending on how full it is. And then you have this little thing right here, this little loop to hang something up here if you need to, or to, you know, you can take a cord and tie it through here, over to here. You can just have some cordage woven through to, you know, add more things to the back of this pack if you need to. So here we have another of these pockets right here with all the room in there. And then again, a compression strap for the lid, one for the top, one for the bottom, very similar, just like on the other side. We have the big pocket here as well. Same thing, here's the stow on the go, here's the size. And then as we go down here to the bottom of the pack, We have these little straps here, which are for you can use them for actually a variety of things, but most people will put a pad, like a sleeping pad in here, and you can adjust those as needed, tying them down. Or you can actually unclip them and you can remove them completely from here if you don't ever use those. But they're kind of nice to have if you need some extra in there. It kind of adds it to the outside of the pack. And then you release those and you open up this bottom compartment, which usually people will have their sleeping bag, a pillow, sleeping pad, things like that in there. Opens up with 2 zipper pulls symmetrically, and really, really easy to put stuff in there and pull it out when you get to camp. And then a really nice and robust zipper on here. I think this is the biggest zipper on this pack, and it's really nice and strong because a lot of people use this as a stuff sack. You actually will stuff things with pressure in there, because on the inside here you have an adjustable little divider between this compartment and the main compartment, and so you can adjust that with a couple little compression straps, 2 of them on the inside, and you can make this compartment smaller or bigger, and then you can stuff it with a with a large sleeping bag or whatever. So there's that. You guys can see there's a crazy amount of features on this pack. I'm just kind of trying to fly through them. Hopefully I'm hitting everything. And then the bottom of the pack, we have a really nice strong nylon. I mean, it's really, really thick and robust. And then these points right here, this is where the aluminum frame goes through. You can see that. These 2 points, this is where your pack hits the ground the most, and they have a really thick rubber on here to protect those 2 points. So it's, this is going to protect it from getting worn out and getting holes easily. So now we're going to go into the main compartment. So you open it up like this. This is that second lid that you don't have to use, that can just be on the inside. It has a drawstring closure, so you can close it by just pulling it in like that. And to open it, it's really easy. There's a little loop. You just literally grab that, and it releases that and opens it up. So super quick to access that. Opens up. What you have here initially is this compression strap to press all of your stuff into there. So you can press, the soft things in there, and then you can still stuff a little bit more in here if you want to, but mostly that's just to be able to close it. So on the inside, you have some directions here for leave no trace principles, and that's about it. Not a big deal. We do have this kind of urethane coating here on the inside of the whole pack all the way along. So it isn't waterproof, but it is water resistant. I mean, it's like a rubbery coating on the whole inside of this pack, and that really gets the moisture out of there. But if it is going to rain, you do want a rain fly. This pack does not come with a rain fly, so you have to buy that separately to make sure you cover it. This strap, it'll compress all the way down if you need to, and it actually connects to this over here. So it's kind of it goes from here, and it's sewn into this, and then into here, and that goes into this. So it's like a really nice and streamlined kind of arch all the way over the top of the pack. So as you open that up, you have this huge compartment in here, and we've got a ton of stuff in there right now. I'm not going to take it all out because it's just one big compartment. The only thing I do want to mention here is we do have a hydration reservoir pocket in here, and you do have a little hanger here with a tiny little clip, so you can hang up your hydration reservoir or hydration bladder in there. You have a little pull cord to access that. And then the only other thing you have here is this little zipper that nobody ever talks about. It doesn't even have a drawstring on it, and the only reason for this is if you're ever going to be replacing, parts of this pack, like the aluminum stays in here for the frame and things, then you'd want to access that. But otherwise, there's no reason to access that unless you need to go get back there to clean things and such. So you kind of have to close it just by hand like that. It's kind of odd and awkward, but you shouldn't really ever have to mess with that zipper. So just leave that. So that covers pretty much everything about this pack, guys. I might have missed a couple things, but you can see that this pack is full of features. It is really comfortable, really functional. It's really robustly built, really nice materials, nice stitching all throughout. It is kind of a pricey pack, but you do get what you pay for. And the awesome thing about this pack, guys, is if it's like you can buy one of these and it's a lifetime pack, because if anything breaks, you can send it back. And if they don't make this version of the pack anymore, if they have a newer version of this size style pack, we actually had the Osprey Atmos, but it wasn't the AG. It was before they came out with the anti-gravity system, and the zipper failed on it. We sent it in, and they sent us this new pack. So, I mean, just keep that in mind, that you pay a little bit up front, but you do get a lifetime warranty on these things, and it's just an amazing company. So that is the Osprey Atmos AG 65 liter pack. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. Check in the description if you want to buy this on Amazon. It'll be available there. Check out my other pack reviews. Hopefully you guys find this useful and informative. Don't forget to praise God in everything you do, and we'll see you guys in the next video. It's been Eugene from Review Outdoor Gear.